This is a press conference by the Deputy National Chairman of Labour Party. My name is Dr. Iroele on the role of the Nigerian police in the illegal invasion and occupation of the party's national headquarters by Senator Nenadi Usman and her group. For the past 1 year, there has been all manners of threats by some disgruntled elements in the Labour Party to picket, invade, and occupy the National Secretariat of the Labour Party in Utako, the Federal Capital Territory. These threats were coming from either the Abia State government, the Nigerian Labour Congress, and the self-styled Labour Party stakeholders, and also the faceless Board of Trustees, and recently, most recently, the illegal Interim National Working Committee. On several occasions, they have actually made good their threats by breaking into the Secretariat, but were met with stiff resistance. However, the latest invasion was carried out at around 1 a.m. early on Tuesday, February 10, when some hoodlums, according to security personnel at the Secretariat, scaled into the party compound to pull down party's billboard and replace them with that of Nenadi Usman. By the dawn of the day, we also noticed the unfortunate role played by the men of the Nigerian police force. To our chagrin, police officers from area command, life camp, barricaded the entrance gate and prevented our national chairman, national secretary, and some other national officers from entering their offices. The police officers, however, were permitting the persons from a list in their possession, who the police officer insisted were the only persons permitted to access their offices, including the Abia State Deputy Governor, Ikechukwu Emetu, and Senator Nenadi Usman. These two people don't have any office in the party secretariat. Amongst others, Senator Nenadi Usman also addressed a press conference with the police protection. Upon our audience with the Commissioner of Police in the FCT on the said Tuesday, we were directed to meet the area commander, life camp. The area commander assured us that the situation will be reversed, as the police must maintain professionalism and neutrality in the affairs of political parties. Based on that understanding, we went ahead to reclaim our secretariat. We were, however, dismayed to find a larger contingent of police officers on Wednesday, 11th February 2026, who barricaded the premises but permitted certain individuals from a faction to enter and to host the banners of a so-called caretaker chairman in the premises. It is not in doubt that there is a certain group calling themselves the National Caretaker Committee, led by Senator Nenadi Usman, who invaded the office on Tuesday, 10 February 2026, and are bent on causing a breakdown of law and order. But we had expected that if the police was going to be, if the office was going to be sealed off temporarily, no group should be allowed to have access, so as not to create the impression of bias on the side of the police. This police action complained about is still going on in the premises, as they provided security for Nenadi Usman to also address a press conference again on Thursday. We were compelled to petition the Inspector General of Police on the absurdity of the police in the FCT command and their role in unlawful taking side with Senator Usman Nenadi. While resisting the leadership of the party, as led by Julius Abure and his executive, from gaining access into their offices. We implore the IGP to use his good offices in directing the police officers to maintain professionalism and neutrality in the current intervention at the Labour Party National Headquarters. Arising from Nenadi's press briefing on Thursday, where she made an attempt to twist the narrative by alleging that Barrister Abure broke into the Labour Party office and removed files, and that hoodlums were arrested in the party secretariat, we find that statement not only laughable, but very disgusting. How can she say that their office was invaded when indeed the office still belonged to the Abure-led executive? On the allegation that hoodlums were arrested in the party office, we need to make it categorically clear that there were no hoodlums in the office. We challenge the police to produce the hoodlums that were alleged to have been arrested in the party office. For the purpose of clarity and for the avoidance of doubt, we need to make it abundantly clear that police only arrested 3 persons in the office, one of whom is the FCT State Secretary of the party who lives in the premises, and 2 other boys brewing kunu. They brew kunu. You know that kunu that they drink? That is what they do for a living. And we accommodated them in that premises. That is where they had their daily bread. These were the boys the police arrested, but Nenadi Usman and her cohort are using it to disinform the public, to imply that hoodlums were arrested in the office. On the 25th of January, we had written a petition to the police when we got a hint that she was coming to invade the office. They indeed actualized their threat, broke into the office, cut away properties and files. It is clear that Nenadi illegally carried out enforcement with the help of the police. We have also watched with keen interest the misleading information they are pushing out all this while. And it is unfortunate that those who feel that they want to lead this nation think that they can lead with blackmail. It is alleged that Nenadi procured judgment at the lower court, but we have since stayed the execution of that judgment. We have also filed our appeal, and they have been served via publications because the evaded service and the process of the appeal is going to take its course, no matter how they know how to run. If you run, the law has know how to catch you. If we need to serve you through the SMS, through the WhatsApp, the law has permission for any electronic media can serve anybody. So no matter how they are trying to evade, the appeal must go on. Ordinarily, when there is a motion for stay of execution and there is a pending appeal, all parties are supposed to maintain status quo. That is the position of the Supreme Court. They were not supposed to come to the office in the first instance without an explicit order of the court, which is the proper way of enforcing judgment. What they did was self-help by coming to say that they are taking over our office when there was no court order to enter the office. How can any reasonable person be talking about breaking in? Do you break into what you already have? The document in that office belongs to us, not their own. They are mere impostors and usurpers. Let me also reiterate that they were not supposed to come to the office in the first instance without an explicit order of the court, which is the proper way of enforcing judgment. By the Sheriff and Civil Process Act, there are procedures for enforcing for the enforcement of judgment. What they did was self-help by coming to say that they are taking over the office when there is no court order to enter the office. This speaks volume of the category of people that came to join us in 2023, telling us that they want to join us to build a new Nigeria. It is obvious that these people don't obey laws. They don't obey rules. They don't obey processes and procedure. And so they are going to be worse than what we are currently fighting. Finally, we also have it on good authority that there are plans to arrest some of our national officers, including our national chairman, for daring to stand up against the impunity of a Southeast governor. You are a governor of Abia State. You control Abia State. You don't control the entire Nigeria. I am from Ondo State. He's not my governor. by virtue of the constitution of Labour Party, he's number 6 behind me. So he has no power whatsoever to call any meeting or to give any instruction. He can only send his suggestion to NEC. He can lobby us. He cannot overrule us. He is number 6 in the line of seniority as far as Labour Party is concerned. So he's persona non grata. Whatever he has done, I'm talking about Alex Otti. Whatever he has done is personal to him. And whatever he has used what he did personally to get from the court, we are sure the Court of Appeal will do justice to it. As we await the arrest, we are waiting for the arrest that, because he's using the money of Abia state government to destroy Labour Party. And he's paying some of his agents a lot of money. So we are waiting for the arrest. We are here. We are on a very solid ground. We are on a terra firma. We are not afraid of him. He's too inconsequential. He can do whatever thing he likes in Abia State. He cannot. This is FCT. FCT is under another government, and he cannot do the way he likes in FCT. And this is the time for the FCT minister to also to wake up to his responsibility as the leader in FCT here, and avoid a situation whereby somebody will come from Abia State and create anarchy in the FCT. We will not tolerate it. We are following the rule the way it is. Nobody has the monopoly to violence. So as we await the arrest, we call on all lovers of democracy to stand up and protect this democracy that we all fought for. There is a limit to how long this impunity can last. When it gets to a certain stage, it will be resisted. We are also calling on our party faithful to remain calm as the party leadership is doing everything within the law to ensure that justice is achieved for the party. The impression being created that Supreme Court gave them any power is not true. And it shocks me when people can read and write. And they kept on saying Supreme Court sack Abure, and nobody could bring out the extract of that judgment. The Supreme Court only confirmed the fact that the power to determine the leadership of the party cannot rest on any court, including the Federal High Court, and clearly stated that the constitution of the party is supreme. And the constitution is made up of organs of the party, the convention, the NEC, and the NWC, or the state executive council, the local government, and the ward. That is the structure of the party. The party doesn't have anything like stakeholders. As a matter of fact, the BOT that we have in the constitution, even when it is inaugurated, can only play advisory role. And that BOT will be appointed by the national chairman and the NEC, okay, for the confirmation of the convention. So what are we talking about here? Can the tail move the head? I mean, Nigerians, because of what they are looking for, have made themselves to become gullible. That ordinary ABC, black and white, they cannot read and understand it. Should we now go back to university and begin to learn English again? Or should we return to our our native languages, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, to give information? There is no place where Supreme Court said Abure tenure has expired. There's no place. In all of these, the Supreme Court advised all political parties, and he used the word if the tenure of political office holders expire, they should be humble enough to do what? To step aside or recontest. So who is he talking to? Is he talking to Abure? Journalists, is he talking to Abure? He's talking to all political parties, just advice to all political parties. And so a reasonable person, a sensible person, will look at it and say, okay, what did your constitution say? That is what we're expecting from the High Court, judgment. And nobody ever believed that the High Court, any judge in Nigeria will give that kind of ruling that is full of tenses error, that is full of the what they call it now. The standard of that judgment is too poor, which means something really went wrong. To the extent that you did not even investigate the local standard of Nenadi herself. Number one, is she a member of the political party? Is she a member of Labour Party? Did you interrogate it? Did you investigate it? You didn't. The people that appointed that National Caretaker Committee member, chairman, did you find out whether they have the power to do so under the constitution of the party? You didn't do so. There are so many grounds, heavy grounds. We are sure that the Court of Appeal will do justice to that. And to your question, to your second question, whether the pronouncement of High Court, which says INEC should recognize Nenadi, is the same thing as occupying our office. That cannot be. The court gave order to INEC to recognize Nenadi. And whether INEC likes it or not, he will have to obey it, and he put her name there. Wherever you want to operate for, there's no address in what INEC put. That office remains our office. You can decide to go and rent another place and call it office. There's nothing wrong in that. We have somebody left his bags. He was coming on a journey, he dropped his bag and left for a meeting. And unfortunately, he went to that meeting and couldn't come back to the office, and decided to go to an hotel and ask somebody that he would send somebody to bring his personal effects to him in the hotel, only for him not to be able to enter the hotel. He has his he couldn't enter the office because of these hoodlums that call themselves a caretaker committee, because they broke in, took his bag. Are you with me? Took his bag containing his personal effect, including his undies. And in this era when people can go to any extent to look for power, so I don't know, the guy is working on how to handle this. I don't know how he wants to handle it. Because his undies are in the bag, and in his bag. Somebody coming from all the way from Abia to Abuja for official assignment, you don't expect him to come with one clothes. The man has been washing and washing. I think yesterday he decided to go and buy some clothes. Are you getting what I'm saying? And his undies are there. And you know what Yahoo boys can do? And these people, some of them are super Yahoo that can use blood of human being to seek power. So it's really complicated. What they have done is criminal. The property in that place, my own glasses, you can see that I'm not using glasses now, is there in the office. I left it. I said, well, I'm not doing anything again tomorrow when I come. It's there. And somebody will say, you will come to that place without a court order? Are we living in a banana republic? No, this must stop. The judiciary must help us to clean the system. And that is, we believe in the judiciary, and we know they are going to do this.
Okay. Let Kennedy say the arrest is.
The issue of
to arrest.
Well, we don't know the ground. Maybe because they decided to enter his office after visiting the commissioner of police and the area command, and they said their hands were not there. In fact, they apologized. So we decided to go back to our office, and we find our office already broken. The doors broken, and we have video. As the video of when they were breaking it. Mm-hmm. Not that when we got there we took video. We have video of when they were breaking it. If you have court order, the police will follow you there now. They will break it and check whatever is in that place. The police didn't follow them into the office. They went there, broke the place. It's criminal. We will do the criminal aspect of this matter will be dealt with. We are still dealing with the civil matter, which has to do with the appeal. We are coming back into the criminal matter because I don't know how somebody will leave his personal property, including on this, and it will allow somebody to carry it away, given the circumstance we find ourselves in Nigeria. But we believe that to every challenges, there are solutions. We are aware of what you are talking about. And of course, it's part of what we have been dealing with. Because you realize that we had about 37 members of House of Rep who went their own way outside the party ideology. And of course, that happens to be one of those things that led to our conflict. When we were saying, look, this is Labour Party. We are here to provide governance. We are here to make sure that change, the true change, occur through us, no matter how few we are. But some of them want to align with the already established status quo. And of course, we started having problems. I want to let you know that nobody since after 2023 election, nobody has given Labour Party a dime in terms of check-off dues. When we talk about you are elected under the platform of Labour Party, you are supposed to be bringing maybe 2% of your for the running of the party. None of the elected officials has done that to date, including the Abia state governor that is jumping all over the place. His 1 naira is not in that party. So we know we have challenge. We've told you that we mistakenly, unknowingly, we were deceived into bringing this crop of people into the party and give them opportunity to be elected into power. They have abused it. Now 2027 is on the corner. We are re-strategizing. They have seen the force we are coming with. And now the next thing is for them to compromise all that we have been doing by working very hard to destabilize the party so that they can carry all our party structure into their so-called ADC. That will not happen. Labour Party is a party of highly enlightened people.
But your own presidential candidate also.
That is what we are saying. He's the cause, one of the people that caused the problem in Labour Party. Okay? I don't know how somebody who cannot manage, even if it is micromanaging of a party like Labour Party, wants to manage a complex country like Nigeria. Are you getting what I'm saying? So he left the party, and Otti is working for him to destabilize the leadership, the current leadership of the party, because we say we are not ready for any coalition. If we are going to have coalition, it will be coalition with like minds, not with the kind of people that destroy this country, right in our presence. I'm 62 years old, and so I've been at the corridor of political happenings in the country. So I know the names of all the people that put us in this mess. So, including Peter Obi, yes now, including him. He has revealed to every Nigerian that he's not different from them. They are the same. He has been pretending. He's a hypocrite. Quote me. I say he's a hypocrite. That is what he is. Anybody that's carrying bag at the airport and your younger one want to collect the bag from you and you say don't collect it, he's a pretender. Our culture stipulates that when you carry a bag in your hand and your children are coming, they will collect it and you give it to them. It's part of honor. It is only people who have so many things to hide that will not release their property for somebody to assist them. And we understand how occult people operate. So let nobody deceive us with all those pretenses. Any judgment that refuses to take your own side of the story, investigate it. Whether after investigating it, he now tells you, okay, having looked at this, I discovered that you are wrong. And now went ahead and pronounced judgment. That is a judgment that somebody will look at and say, he has done justice. But where you have your processes filed and he refused to acknowledge it, including the investigation that is required to determine whether Nenadi even has the local standard to go to the court. The court didn't investigate it. What does that mean? Are you going to accept it? Because Nenadi is not even a member of the party. The word in Kaduna will tell you. The card that Nenadi is carrying, which is before the court, is 001. When did he join the party? In that ward, you have the ward chairman, you have the ward secretary, you have some other officials that have been there years before Nenadi came to say she wanted to join. The truth is that he never joined the party. He came as a supporter of Obi. Are you with me? So, if the court took time to investigate, first and foremost, they will discover that he's not a member of the party. And if she is a member of the party, at what capacity? Secondly, they will also find out who appointed her caretaker committee. Imagine from a meeting of stakeholders. There's nothing like stakeholders in the constitution of the party. You had a stakeholders meeting. After finishing it, you say you have appointed, and you now call it expanded stakeholders, saying that some, what do they call it now? Some NEC members attended. Who are the NEC members that attended? Out of 108 NEC members, you had 3 people there that you call statutory members. You, the governor, the deputy governor, the NSC chairman, and secretary. 5 of them were the ones that we can say were there as member of NEC out of 109. You now call senators, you call former candidates of governorship candidates, former senatorial candidates. Those people, are they part of the organ of the party? So if the court has investigated, there is a list. And you see, you can collect the certified true copy of members of NEC from INEC portal, from INEC office. You can collect certified true copy from INEC, from 2023 to date. They will give it to you. And by the time the court look at this, they will discover that the people that have been parading themselves as NEC members are not NEC members. We have 36 states of the federation that is in existence, with chairman and secretary who are automatic members of. None of them attended the meeting. We have the NWC member. Nobody attended the meeting. So where are you coming from? So if the court had done due diligence by investigating the local standard of Nenadi, he would throw that matter away. Secondly, the Supreme Court have said no court has the power to determine the leadership of a party. The reason why Supreme Court said they set aside the judgment of the two lower court was because the name of Abure appeared. Okay? It's not the name of Abure ought not to have appeared, truly. So, what the Supreme Court will have said if the matter was brought before it, the Court of Appeal will have said if the matter was brought before it, would have been, if you had conducted your convention and there's no court judgment against your convention, to such an extent that you even had your convention validated by a court, the INEC must recognize the outcome of that convention, pure and simple, in line with the constitution of the party. That is what the High Court will have done, and the Court of Appeal. Instead of doing that, they mention Abure's name. And of course, let me explain further. The reason why it looked like that is this. The matter that went before the court was between Labour Party and INEC. That was the substantive matter. That is not internal party issue. Are you following me? That was not internal party issue. Nenadi came from nowhere to come and join to perform the spoiler role. Are you with me? So the Supreme Court ought to have also identified that area and deal with. So this High Court judgment we are talking about is not acceptable to anybody, and the Court of Appeal will do justice to it. Yeah. Can you remind me of your second? We have native intelligence. They say which cry in the night, the child died in the morning. Who does not know that it is the witch in the night that killed the child? Are you with me? What is she going to benefit from what he's doing? What is the benefit? Okay? And his deputy, unfortunately for this man, please take note of the record this. Unfortunately for this man that is causing this trouble, he was the one that returned Abure at the last convention. You can see the caliber of people that we are parading in the corridor of power. Somebody that came and say and raise you up and say you have been elected, and return you duly elected. Months and months thereafter, you are now singing from another side of your mouth simply because of certain vested interest. It's not fit to be a leader. Quote me. On the basis of that, I lost respect for him.